Okay. So, welcome to Bravo Force 141's podcast named The ShotCast. Episode. I'm your host, Dark Magic 6000. And today. Sorry?
Let's go away.
Oh. And today, joined alongside with me is the co-owner of Bravo Force 141, James.
Hey, it's me. Woo!
So, thank you for being here, James. I appreciate it a lot. Now, I'm going to go and get right into it because there is some key information that people want to know as viewers. Now, I've been messaged this question once. I tell you, every single day, I get at least 2 people every day asking about Xbox. Now, everyone knows what Xbox is, don't they? Now, I get message from people saying, "Is Bravo Force going to make a crew on the Xbox version? When is Bravo Force going to operate on Xbox? Can I help? Can I be one of the leaders on the Xbox Bravo Force 141?" I get this question constantly every single day. Now, I'm not too sure about you. Personally, I'm going to discuss my opinion first. There's two, positives and negatives about it. I'm going to go over the positives about it. It's good because it will boost our reputation. Because we're well known on the PlayStation community. If we go onto that Xbox community, we could be possibly as well known as we are right now on that PlayStation community. Will boost our popularity. More people will be interested, and it gives other people the chance to experience what they do in Bravo Force. But the negatives about it, right? I'm thinking about it now. It's just kind of hard, really, because if you think about it, if I created this right now, right this second, we need to assign leaders. We need to get active members who will be positioned straight away in a high command in order to maintain that whole community. So we won't be able to train these guys because we don't operate on Xbox. We operate on PlayStation 4. So you would have to get someone to dedicate his time and to have the knowledge and train with these guys. Now, I don't know what you think about it, but
I mean, I've had the same question. I think only twice, though, not as much as you. But um, I think it'd be hard because we at some level would want some input in terms of monitoring how everything's going. And if we don't own Xbox ourselves, which we don't, we can't do that. So it's almost like if they started doing something we don't really like at all, there's no way of us monitoring it or saying, no, we don't like that. Because we're sort of going, right, yeah, you create the tag and you do that, you do everything. So you sort of gain over all the power, which it doesn't usually
yeah,
end well when, because they're
no,
not going to have the same ideas as us.
no. It'll be a lot different because we don't now. Like obviously, I wanted to discuss this because this is getting mentioned all the time, and like for the viewers who are listening to this, maybe in the future we could. You never know. You can't predict the future. You never can. You never can see the future. But it's just currently right now. It's a bad time. I wouldn't say it's a bad time. It's just there's more important things to focus on than Xbox community, like the Xbox community. Don't get me wrong, it would be good. However, Xbox community, I'm not saying they're all run by kids, but I think Xbox is just a kids version of PlayStation, really. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like you see a lot of adults on PlayStation, than Xbox. But that's just my personal opinion. Like that could be the same for everyone who plays on Xbox. They'll be like, oh, PlayStation's kids. We have adults. It doesn't. I'm just saying for military crews, I would believe there's more kids on Xbox than PlayStation, and it's just trying to find that, and also as well trying to find that right person, because we can't just get someone who plays on Xbox to be the highest rank in that crew. We can't do that. No, it will go downhill. You need to, if we had a trusted member, really trusted member, who plays on Xbox actively, not occasionally, actively on GTA, then maybe. But it's just, currently right now, we need to, if we decided to put it on Xbox, we would need to sort out everything. We can't have them on the exact same servers, because it depends actually. We can't, majority of the time, you can't have it on our active communities, because they're mostly PlayStation related, and they have like commands for PlayStation than Xbox. So it's kind of a sticky situation, really. But I get this asked nearly every single day. Like even this morning, I got asked about an Xbox, saying, "Oh, can I join can I make the Brother Force 141 on Xbox?" And and you'll be under my command. And it's just like, what? It's just, I get people. Like, I understand where they're coming from, because if I was in their shoes and I really wanted to join that crew, but I can't because of the platform system, then there's not much I can do apart from make my own one. Now, so it's kind of annoying a little bit. We do have a community server for everyone to join who are listening. This community server is for members across all platforms. That could be mobile, that could be PS4, Xbox, PC, Nintendo Switch, every single console, anything. So if you want to chill in there, have fun, play with friends, or meet new people, feel free to join the community. I'll link it in the description below. So I don't think there's anything else for the Xbox question.
No, let's move on from that. I just wanted to talk a bit about the whole recruiting in the Air Force, because obviously we've changed it fairly recently. And for anyone interested, I just wanted to let everyone know that we now have a recruitment server. So if you look to join the Air Force, you have to join the recruitment server. Basically, we vet you, so we just check who you are, basically, because we've had incidences in the past where they've had bad intentions, basically. So you get a welcome pack in the server. All the information will be on the recruitment server. So if you want to go and look over there, if you're looking to join the Air Force. If you join the main server and you're not a part of the crew, you'll be banned from the main server until we're happy that you've been, checked out.
Yeah, that goes for the Army as well. We don't have a recruitment server for the Army aspect. However, it has kind of changed for it. So currently we've got our brand new main server, which is for every single member to join if they wanted to. I would for the members who are existing right now, I would recommend joining. Because you'll be in communication with Air Force and Navy personnel as well, and that's the thing I've got to mention afterwards once I've mentioned this. And then it gives members who want to join a bit of information about the crew. What is the Brother Force Army? What is the Air Force? What is the Navy? There's regiments that you can get discussed about. It'll give you a good insight of what that regiment is, and if you do like it, you can enlist in that, and then we'll wait for your application. So when you make your application, currently one of our Discord bots has gone down, so we have to make it just via text now. So there is if you looked on the Brother Force Army, for instance, there would be an application process channel where you can click on it, and that's when you can copy all the details and then fill them in. For example, what is your name? GTA rank, crew you last beam, what regiment. I could go on for ages, but I don't want to keep the line whole. So yeah, so that's kind of a little bit different. There's more information, and if you are struggling, you can always message an officer, and he'll help you out. So the second question, right now, this question I used to get quite a lot, but I haven't lately. Now, as you probably might have heard from me saying it, the Navy. So these questions are actually being submitted because I asked them, and one of them said, "When are you going to include the Navy into the crew?" Now, technically, we have included it, I would say, James, or we're preparing. What would?
Oh, I nearly clicked the X. I would say we are. It's nearly there because we haven't established everything. We've got regiments down that we know we're going to be including in vehicles, but we just don't have any members in it. So I would say probably about 60-70% of the way there.
Yeah, I would say around there. So, like you've just heard, then we have started to prepare it. We have got a server for it. We've followed the Royal Navy ranks, so we'll be using them as your designated ranks within your career as a Navy soldier. So it's gonna, I'm gonna explain the Navy a little bit, because there has in the past there has been quite a lot of requests of saying, "Oh, when are you going to include the Navy? Oh, can I help out in the Navy? Have you got a Navy?" Like etc. etc. So we currently in the Navy we have 3 departments for you to, or 3 roles that you can join. Now, the Navy is the main forces of the naval warfare. Like clearly you can see. So it's you need to maintain and stable like the high seas. Like if there's an enemy in the sea, you've got to think about it professionally and be like, okay, let's see what I can do in order to not cause havoc for both your men and their men. So you want to resolve the situation as soon as possible, and that could be deadly warfare as well. So the three roles that you can join. We have the Royal Marines, and I'm going to read out the description for everybody. So the Royal Marines are an elite, ambitious force of the Bravo Force Navy, held at a very high readiness for the worldwide rapid response and threat neutralization. Fully integrated with Navy battleships, they can be deployed globally without host nation support or projected from the sea to conduct operations on the land. So what that means is, you're gonna be a soldier. You're gonna get trained. You're gonna get army trained during. So basically, you're gonna have joint operations, joint training sessions with army personnel as well. So if you are interested in the Royal Marines, you will be operating land and sea. So you wouldn't be landing air unless there's unless someone changes it. But currently, so far, it's land and sea. The next regiment, we have the surface fleet. So basically, these guys provide a credible fighting force across the full spectrum of the military operations. So this could be, security, or this could be a disaster relief. So what this is these guys operate the boats. On GTA, you don't have battleships, you don't have you do have aircraft carriers, but you can't drive them, obviously. But these guys normally maintain the boat. So this could be, driving the boat. This could be possibly operating on the boat as well, like on the guns. Given the full realism of it, and it gives you a bit understanding of it. And lastly, the last regiment, or the role, sorry, is the engineer technician. So these guys concentrates on maintaining weapons, vehicles, communication systems. It's your job to basically conduct the safety of others and maintain the fleet. So this regiment is, or this role, I don't know why I keep saying regiment for. This role is mainly for role playing. So if you wanted to be an engineer technician, you're going to be going over the guns. Are they properly cleaned? Is there any rust anywhere? It's just a bit of role playing for everyone. You would normally be doing that. You'll be checking the systems, communication systems, everything. The whole boat, is the engines working? Is there any black smoke? Bullet holes, you can't have bullet holes in your boat because you know what happens. It'll be Titanic too. So, so yeah. So we're currently, so that's the end of it at the moment. We will be introducing more roles, but at the moment, like James has said, we have nobody for the Navy at the moment. Now, this is going to be a spoiler, but there will be a video of the Navy soon. So stay tuned for that on our YouTube channel at Bravo Force.
I didn't know about that. I've just found out as well, so it was a spoiler for me.
Yeah, there will be a new Navy video. So stay tuned for that, everybody. Is there anything else you want to mention about the Navy?
Just a few points that were raised by a few people. Obviously, the Navy usually have some sort of helicopter or fast jet. They're quite a diverse group. So, I've sort of sat down with a few people from the Air Force to come up with some sort of resolution, because we don't want to take away from the experience. We want them to have a sort of, do what they need to do. So obviously we'll be working with them to provide transport, rotary, most likely to helicopters. And then we're thinking in the Air Force that the Navy can have one pilot trained up to fly a heli, as if they'll be trained in the Air Force and then be sent off to the Navy full time. So they won't be affiliated with the Air Force. But just gives them, a helicopter pilot, and then other than that, we'll have the Air Force anyway. So we're thinking of doing that. Just to help them out, because in the event that Air Force can't be in session, or at least they do have one person who is competent in flying a helicopter or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. There was another thing I was meant to mention as well. If any viewers here today have any, that could be if you was in the Navy, like if you served in the Navy, any armed forces, or you have knowledge of boats, feel free to let us know, because we are currently recruiting, so there could possibly be a position for you in order for you to maintain and train Navy personnel. But I could be wrong. But depending how well you do within the community. So there's actually, I recently got this question, and I keep getting this question asked constantly, right? So this ain't even a viewer's question, James. This is a crew question.
Oh no.
I get a few questions from people in the crew, saying, "What is ABU really?"
Oh my gosh, Aaron, thank you for bringing that up. Right, okay. So I'll tell you what frustrates me a bit about this question is that we do publish this information. We don't hide it. We don't squirrel away. It's not like a top secret thing. It is readily available. If you go to our recruitment server, which the link to that is in the Air Force server, and I believe is also in the military server, there is a list of Air Force regiments, Air Force and ABU. It explains very clearly there what the ABU does. But for the sake of this podcast, yes, I'm going to go ahead and explain it. Right. So we'll start with the regiment leader. I don't run the ABU. I have a very small input on it. I don't want to take control of it because I want to help run the Air Force. I've got the general who also helps run the Air Force. So we sort of split 50-50, and he also runs the ABU. His name is JR Anger. He runs the ABU, so he's in charge of outfits, procedures, or any new things he wants to put in there. It's all down to him. And then if he's unsure of anything or says, "Does this look all right? What do you think I should do?" Obviously, I'm going to put an input where needed. Mainly what it is, so ABU are like a ground support unit. They're stationed at Zancudo. They can be found anywhere around Zancudo because primarily they are Air Force members who have been through their Air Force pilot stuff and then move on to that afterwards to give them some extra to do. Usually, well, we don't have anyone at the moment whose sole purpose is ABU. Everyone in ABU at the moment has been through the Air Force side of things. And then what we've done is we devised a list of situations and scenarios: hostage situation, breaching, search and rescue by land, air, and sea. Some very specific sort of scenarios. And then, if the absence of the military or the special forces from the military, we will readily send out the ABU to help us out. Now, the military might say, "All right, well, the ABU's in the session, we can get them to help out," but they don't actually have to. If the military are happy, then the ABU will do their normal stuff, which is they're stationed at Zancudo. But basically, yes, they're a ground support unit. Yes, they have guns. They can be deployed basically anywhere where they're needed because we can get them there fairly quickly because they're stationed at Zancudo where they have their pilot stuff, so they know the procedures we use. It's rare that we dispatch them off. We've done it a few times, and only a very small percentage of that has been with military, and that is because we do sort of keep the two separate. But yeah, so they're stationed at Zancudo. They're sort of the military police of Zancudo, if you want to call them that. And then where needed, and is the discretion of the highest member in the session. If I'm in the session, then I'm going to say to JR, if he's also in the session, right, I'm going to think about getting the ABU ready. And then vice versa, if I'm not in the session and JR is in the session, but ABU are, it'll be down to the military whether they want ABU's help. But then the way I see it is like our security. So if I'm flying around, I go down, and ABU are back at Zancudo and they can get me a helicopter, I'm going to get them over there. So they can land the helicopter, get their guns out, help me out, take me back to Zancudo. So yeah, it's a bit of a diverse role. It's not exactly the military because we don't do everything the military does. But I always say the way I explain it is more Pacific situations, or think of it as a security for the Air Force. That's what the ABU is.
Okay, that should basically, hopefully, help people out who are still concerned, even though they've seen the information. So that should help everyone, the viewers and crew members as well. Now, there's another question as well. Can I join the Army and the Air Force at the same time?
Oh God.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over my opinion first.
Yeah.
It's only short and sweet because I don't want to. I don't know. So we're a Milsim. We're role playing. We go for full realism. We don't want anything that's unrealistic. Now, for that personally, it's just unrealistic. You're not going to be an infantry soldier while operating on a plane. That's not going to happen. That won't happen. Yes, you can discharge yourself, or you'll get discharged and join the Air Force after your career in the Army or the Air Force, whatever you was doing before. But together, it isn't going to work. It just blows out realism. Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't be an infantry soldier and operating in a plane, dropping bombs or providing close air support. it won't happen at all. Now, if you was, I'm going to give you an example. If you was a highly respected leader, so if you've been in the crew for months, you're always helping out. Like, I could name a few people, but I'm not going to name people, only because I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't do. But basically, these players they can help out the Air Force and still operate within the military. So that, for instance, you could be a high command officer. So you might have your own regiment, or you might have your own platoon, whatever, and you might help out with ATC or something along the lines of that. So, it depends on the situation and your characteristics, really.
Yeah.
Have you got anything to say?
All I'd say on that front is basically what Aaron said was spot on. The two things we can offer in the Air Force, if you really desperately are part of the military, want to stay a part of the military, and just want to sort of help out, is we can give you flight instructor restricted license, which is basically means you can train new people up, but it doesn't give you the privilege to fly around in a plane in a crew session. Your purpose is to train people for the Air Force. And then the other thing is obviously your ATC license. So no part of that will you be flying planes in crew sessions. It will mean you'll flying planes to train someone. That'll be it really. Um, and it does work well. I think it takes the right type of person to do it. But yeah, we'll be looking for someone who's in a high up position to do that, because we want you to be trusted if you're training.
guys, it's the Milsim community. It is dying, in my opinion. Oh, in my opinion, don't like I've said this. Don't get me wrong. So I've said that so many times now, but like other people might disagree, other people might agree. You know, people have got their own opinions. They've got their own rights to say their opinions. But in like for me, I think the community's dying because months ago we always had constantly people joining. Now we hardly get any people, and you know that could just be not promoting enough, not promoting the crew, or not engaging with your members, or something along the lines of that. I wouldn't say, actually, no, that's a lie. I wouldn't say engaging because we always are engaging with the members. I don't know. I think people nowadays, they've kind of just got bored of it. I think I don't. I would love to ask an ex-member about it because I don't know their idea on why they would leave the Milsom community because it's just I don't know. It just puzzles me a little bit. But in my opinion on that question, I think it's dying. You know, it ain't gonna completely stop. There always will be military crews. And see what happens. Okay, and lastly, we have another important question. Drum roll, please. I'll put some drum roll beats in it. So we have. Is Bravo Force 141 going to operate on GTA 6?
Oh,
Okay. Now, would you like to mention it, or would you like me to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, so GTA Bravo Force 141 in GTA 6. Okay, right. So after looking at this now, I'm sitting there thinking there could be a possibility. That's all I'm saying. I'm not guaranteeing that we will be doing it. You know, when is GTA 6 going to come out? I can't remember what it was now. 2020 or
No,
2021?
I think it's 2021, but I'm not sure myself, so I could be wrong.
I'm going to have a. Okay, apparently.
Speaking, I'm going to be back in literally 1 minute.
Yeah, no worries. Well, apparently GTA 6 will be coming out this year, but I don't think it will, from what I've seen. So, with my opinion about GTA 6, is it just depends on the map, in my opinion. Like, you know, it's not really the map. It's more of the commitment. Because when is GTA 6 officially coming out? If it's next year, that's going to be quite difficult because I'll be in the army. So it's going to be hard for me to actually be there and help every single member out, if that makes sense. Learning new things, learning new tactics, because there's going to be a whole new physical contact with everything. There could be everything, like literally anything at all on GTA 6. Obviously, I don't know. We all don't know. So see what happens. Really, see what happens because
Hello?
on the hello.
Sorry.
That's all right. I said basically it depends really because when is GTA 6 going to come out? Because if it's going out in 2 years' time, that's going to be difficult because everyone's got plans. Like I'll be in the army. I'll be in the army. I don't know what James is doing. It's going to be difficult to be in control that whole community because nobody's going to be there. So if something happens, it's going to take time before we actually see that. It'll be it could be hours or days before we even see it.
Yeah, I'm looking up now.
Yeah, I think it's. I've typed in when is GTA 6 coming out, and it came up with GTA 5 in
Yeah.
2013 because that came out on my birthday. That did. Um, GTA 6. But then on the actual Rockstar, because I remember on GTA it came out saying everyone gets 1 million until GTA comes out 2021, I think.
Yeah.
But then apparently it says March the 25th, and that was 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading now, that article now.
Yeah. So
I don't
it
think anyone knows. I don't think anyone knows. Oh,
nah.
here we go. It said, here we go. This is from the sources gamesradar.com. It says here GTA 6 was in early development as of April 2020. That makes it difficult to predict any sort of release window, but we may at least hear about the game by the end of 2021 with a potential release in 2022.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Right. I don't know. We could operate on GTA 6, but it depends what like I stated, you can't predict the future because we could be busy. It could, in months' time this could fall, or years' time this could fall. It could be out there for years. You never know. You can't predict the future unless you prepare for it. So, in my opinion, you have to see what everybody's doing because everyone's busy. But I want to hear your opinion. Do you want me to repeat the question again, or?
The question was, will we be operating on GTA 6, I believe?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it.
Um, right, I'll tell right now, I mean, GTA 5, we obviously mainly operate on weekends or Friday. Um, at the moment, that's the current situation. Now, I do not believe that sort of my life at this current moment has reached its full busyness, if that makes sense. I can see it getting well more busy than I already am now. I think Aaron probably was saying the same thing. So, and I can't say for definite whether, in 3 years' time, whether that busy is going to be something where I'm not going to be able to cope with playing PlayStation at the same time. I can't say that for definite because it might not be. It might be something that I can cope with doing both. But it's obviously something I've got to keep in mind in terms of career and circumstances and stuff like that. So obviously I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking, right, well, if it's going to release in 2022, that's 2 years from now, and well, just under 2 years. And I'm just thinking, how busy is it going to get? Now, it might be the case where we both are still available, or where at least one of us is available 1 month, and maybe the other one is available another. But I think it's a matter of just waiting and see sort of game because we we can't predict the future. Um, there are other people who can run the crew. Um, Obviously, I have a second in command for the Air Force. They step in sometimes. Aaron has people in the military who can run the military when he's gone, but it's a case of whether we want to do it like that and then try and battle life along with it. So I think we can just wait and see what happens with that.
Yeah, that's more better. I like that answer really. Because it just depends. Because like me and James have just mentioned, you can't predict the future at all. So we could be really busy, or we've lost interest, and I wouldn't say gave up, but just lost interest, or we're just taking a break from it. Because we'll just see what happens. If it comes out this year, then you never know. You never know. We might be operating on that systems.
But will it
Um,
be optimized for PlayStation? That's what I'm thinking. Our PlayStation 4 will it be optimized so that will we be able to play on PlayStation 4 GTA 6? Because the last
I
edition of GTA 5, they didn't move it onto the old gen, did they?
Nah.
And I'm
I
thinking, am I
I
even going to get the PlayStation 5?
I think it's going to be on PlayStation 5. I think it actually is.
Or on PlayStation 4? You think GTA 6 can be on PlayStation 4?
No, I think GTA 6 is going to be on PlayStation 5,
And not on PlayStation 4?
not on PlayStation. No.
Yeah, no, that's my worrying. Um, I've thought about it such a long time. I think I'm going to start. It's probably going to take me quite a few months. I'm talking about 6 months, but um, next week I'm going to get my first ever part to build a PC.
Yeah.
Because it's really frustrating how you buy a console, it lasts a few years. I think I've had this PlayStation. It sounds like a long time for about 4 years, but the reality of it is, if I had a PC, that PC would well outdo the PlayStation in terms of new game releases, stuff like that. Because GTA 6 would be on PC, and I would have still kept the same PC. Do you know what I mean? So it's cheaper in
Yeah.
the long run. So
Yeah.
I might not be getting the PlayStation 5. I might have to leave it at the PlayStation 4.
If I had the choice, I think I would probably be on PC with you. I think.
Yeah,
Because the PlayStation 5, it hasn't excited me as it did if I was still a kid again. Like,
mm,
I would have been I would have been so excited for it. I'll be like, oh yeah, I can't wait for the PlayStation 5 to come out. I can't wait for the new games to come out, the graphics and stuff like that. PC, you can optimize that to the high standard,
you
you
can
know?
change things out. You can add new bits in, and
Yeah,
not
and you can play all the old games as well, like GTA
yeah,
5.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I mean. And plus, there'll most likely be mods for GTA 6 as well. So there'll be RP sessions. So we
yeah.
could create our own military server for everyone to join. So we'll have mods of battleships, aircraft carriers, all that kind of stuff.
It might come to the point where what we do is we say, well, I can't say for definite because next week I'm only buying the first part and it's going to take me a while to get all the parts for it. I'm not doing it all in one go. Because if I'd done that, then I'd have to put my flight training on hold. But if I'm able to buy a part at a time, it should only take a few months. But I think it may be the case that we move over to PC and we say to the crew members, we say, look, we're not going to be as active as we used to, but we're still going to be a crew. And, even if it's only twice a month, we're still going to be meeting up, doing everything that we were doing before. And then
Yeah.
seeing where it goes from there. Not every crew member at the moment, I doubt a very small percentage will already have a PC, but it's a shame, but that's what it might come to in terms of moving over to a new platform because PlayStation is good, but it just doesn't have the features that we could have if we were on PC. As Aaron says, you can spawn in aircraft carriers that you can probably drive,
Yeah.
sail around Los Santos. You can't do that in GTA 5. You've got to remember is GTA 5 is a pay to play game, and PC sort of removes that pay to play aspect by letting you mod it and add things in. So yeah, from my point of view, I can see that happening where if it does get busy and me and Aaron do get PCs, it'll be twice a month sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. This podcast has been longer than I expected.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me today, James. I appreciate that quite a lot. Thank you to all the viewers. Episode 3 should be coming soon. So this has been your host, Dark Magic 6000, and this has been the ShotCast. Take care, everybody.